What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how I was able to make $2,500 in just a couple of minutes trading today. And the best part is this strategy and this setup that I'm going to show you guys, it works on any asset class. You can trade forex, cryptos, futures, whatever you guys want to trade, it will work. It's going to work on any time frame, the minute 1, minute 5, minute 15, whatever time frame you want, and it will work at any time in the market. So you could trade and see this during the New York, the Asia, or the London session. Before we get into this information, if you guys are new to my channel, definitely would appreciate if you guys could subscribe. I have a ton of new videos that are going to be coming out. And if you guys want one-on-one mentorship, if you want someone to guide you and show you step by step how they trade in their exact strategy, I now offer one-on-one mentorship, or I actually should say I just opened it back up. I have about 5 spots open, but the only way for you to inquire, for you to see if you'd be a good fit, is there is a link below in my description where you can actually go and book a call. It will ask you to choose a date, time, and you'll fill in some questions, and then that call basically booked, and I'll be talking to you whenever you scheduled your call. So if you guys want that one-on-one help, definitely click the link in the description. Now without further ado, let's get in my computer and let's go over this information. So guys, lately I have been trading futures. I actually switched about a year ago, if you guys are uninformed on that. I know a lot of you knew me back in the day when I would trade forex, and I recently switched just because there's way more regulation on this side. I don't have to be worried about me waking up the next morning and the broker possibly blacklisting my account and just taking all my money. What I'm using to trade with is Tradeovate. So Tradeovate is the broker that I am using. If you guys go to tradeovate.com and then you go to open an account, it will ask for all your information and then you'll be signed up. The really cool thing is when I'm trading directly off of TradingView. So Tradeovate will interlink with TradingView and you'll be allowed to trade off of here. Now I did make a video 2 videos back on my YouTube where I showed you guys exactly how to set up Tradeovate and link it to TradingView and how to actually enter your first trade. So that will be very, very helpful for you guys. Definitely watch that video. Now, like I said, guys, I have been trading futures. I mainly focus on the Nasdaq, YM, Dow Jones, and then ES, the S&P 500. Lately, I have found that the technicals in the market structure itself is just so much cleaner on Nasdaq compared to Dow Jones or the S&P 500. So with me, I'm actually really preferring to trade Nasdaq. I like the technicals. I am trading on lower time frames, so I'm on like the minute 1, minute 5, minute 15. And like I said, this setup that I'm giving you, it is going to work on any time frame. So before we start, let's go and actually get this indicator. So you guys want to go in here and type in Lux, Algo, and then space, fair value gap right here. Now, as I have this indicator, I'll turn it on. Let me describe to you guys what a fair value gap is. Let's find a good example. Okay, so here's a good example down here. So you guys can see we have this rectangle right here. The fair value gap is a 3 candlestick pattern. We have the first candle, second, and third candle. So what it's doing, this indicator, is basically it's automatically putting a rectangle on your chart. But ideally, if we're looking for this fair value gap, we would get a rectangle from the first candle's high to the third candle's low and then extend into the future. Now, what we're looking for is after the third candle, usually the 4th, 5th, or 6th candle, we want it to see it retrade into the fair value gap like we did right here. That's when we would be executing a long position. So ideally, if you were to have taken a trade right here, and this is just an example, we'd have our stops right below the first candle that makes the FVG, and then for our take profit, we would just aim for like previous highs. So if this were right here in time, and we're like, oh crap, there's a fair value gap, this could be a potential buy, it looks like we broke this wick right here, we could push up now. So what we would want is price to come and hit the entry at the top of the rectangle. After it does that, we want it to go and push up to our take profit. Simple as ABC, or easy as do re mi. So now that's like the trade on how it's set up, and that's the fair value gap, so you guys understand. So we have the bullish fair value gap, Then we have like the bearish fair value gap. You guys are able to see all these fair value gaps printing on your chart. Now, Wednesdays do tend to be a little choppy, and the way that I view choppy markets is when it's going back and forth like it is all in here. When it's really wicky, when the candles are really big, I like to focus on markets that are very subtle. Like, notice the difference between these candles and how from the open of the New York session, what is it doing? It's just dropping lower, lower, and lower, and lower. So it's easier to identify the markets, what's going on. So that's why with me, I prefer to trade during the New York session. But like I said in the beginning of the video, guys, this setup, it will work on any time frame at any point in time. It's not like you have to be subject to a specific time and you can't trade at other times. Like, guys, this will work all the time. So this is a trade that I was looking at when I entered a trade in the market. So I was actually in the market at like 9:10 a.m. right around here, 9:15, and I saw that. So this is what I had saw when I first pulled up to the market. So I saw that we are in a very clear downtrend. It's very subtle. It's very easy to define what type of trend we're in. The candles are small and it's gradually going lower. So I saw this. I was like, dude, that's a beautiful FVG, fair value gap right there. So I marked it up. I was like, okay, perfect. So we are in a downtrend. We do have previous fair value gaps. I think that it's going to come down here and hit this fair value gap. I would have my stops right above the first candle that makes the fair value gap right here. And then for my TP, I think I was just aiming for these previous lows over here. And that gave me a nice risk to reward ratio. But this was the trade that I had set up. And you guys can see if I play it back. So we have, notice the candles. We have 1, 2, 3. That made the fair value gap. Usually the 4th, 5th, or 6th candle will retrade and hit the rectangle. Does it mean that it's always going to be the 4th, 5th, or 6th candle? No. Sometimes it's the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th. I'm just giving you guys a general idea on when I have seen the markets retrade to the fair value gap the most frequent. So one thing that's very important too is as we're creating this fair value gap, notice how price has now broken what? This low right here. So now price is showing us a willingness to want to go down on this candle right here. Notice how the body, if I go and get the body, notice how the body of this candle, where's my horizontal line? Right here. Notice how the body of this candle, it goes lower than this low right here. So that's giving us confirmation that support is being broken. And then we have a viable trade set up right here. So after I saw those things come in alignment, I was like, dude, this is probably going to be like a perfect trade setup. And one thing that I look for when I'm trading is, how are my levels of confidence? Am I feeling very low levels of confidence where I'm not really trusting the trade as much as I should? Or am I feeling high levels of confidence where I'm like, dude, this is my trade setup. I know for a fact it's going to do what I did. Me personally, I saw this setup and I was feeling very high levels of confidence. So I did risk a little bit more than I usually would. But the thing that you guys have to keep in mind is when you are looking at markets like this that are low in volatility, the move is going to take a little bit longer. So you may want to increase your contract size if you are trading in markets that aren't as volatile, just so you can get your bang for the buck. Okay, so this is a trade setup. It was this next candle or this one right here that came in, hit the FVG, it wicked it to a T. And that's why I love these fair value gaps, guys. It's like they give you the nastiest entries. Look at that entry. Literally wicks it to a T. And then after that, I was like, oh, this thing, it's game over. This candle closes a hammerhead like it's going to drop. And then literally within minutes. So one thing that I was looking at too, it's like for confirmation that the market's going to continue to go down, we would need this short-term low to be broken. We need the candle. We need the body of the candle to be closed lower than this line right here. So I saw that. I was like, boom. Next candle didn't do it. Then the next candle came out. I was like, oh, is it going to reverse? And then it just shot to the downside. Now I want you to notice how my take profit was absolutely perfect because look at how this candle, it stopped right where our take profit is. It stopped in its tracks. It said, I can't go any lower. Like, I need to go up or do something. Like, I can't keep breaching that point at this point in time. And eventually it kept going to the downside. But this is a trade that I took, guys. Like, it's very simple. I've realized that a lot of you look at trading, day trading as everyday trading. And it's not everyday trading, guys. Like, you're not going to be trading every day. Once you can practice self-control and you have self-discipline to only take precise trades, it's like you're a sniper rifle. It's like you're a sniper. You're just waiting. Oh, that's not my shot. I can't get a clean headshot. Like, I need to make sure that the target is down. And then there's some of you trading out there that you're like a machine gunner. You're taking like 100 trades a day, 50 trades a day. Like, guys, you realistically only need a couple of trades a week. Just very high quality trades where your levels of confidence are out of the roof. It's like, why would you go eat a burger and on the bun there's mold? You're confident that if you eat that burger, it's going to make you sick. But if it doesn't have mold on it, obviously it's safe to eat. You guys need to really like think about trading as this is like your do or die. You guys have one more opportunity to become wealthy. And if you don't conquer yourself, if you don't have self-control over you, you're not going to win in the markets. Like, that's what it really comes down to, is so many of you, you lack self-control. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you start to get data sets and you look at your everyday life and you're like, do you know what? I'm very undisciplined with my eating. Okay? So I obviously think that if I'm undisciplined with my eating, I probably am undisciplined with my trading. I'm undisciplined with working out. I don't feel like working out. I'm lazy. So that lack, that problem that you have in one area of your life, it's going to bleed into your trading, into other areas of your life. So a lot of you don't understand. It's like trading will require you to change so many things about yourself. And it's not a bad thing. Change is good. But some of these things you guys need to change in order for you to become successful. How bad do you guys want this? How bad do you guys want this? There's always going to be someone that's more disciplined. But if you guys can really lock in and focus on you and do what you need to do, the success is inevitable. So guys, if you do want that one-on-one mentorship, click the link in my description, book a call with me, and I will talk to you soon. And guys, I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to keep dropping these videos back to back to back. So let's get it, guys.